go around. We're going to jump into it and just start introducing all of the panelists. So Jojo, if you want to go ahead.
I was hoping to not be first because I don't know how I make my intro. So now I get to set the precedent. How exciting. My name is Jojo. I am a manager at a company called 10th Street Entertainment. I started there about 5 years ago, and that's where I started in the industry in general. I live kind of half and half in LA and Cincinnati, because I just had my first baby in October. So I started, a quick background, I started there as the receptionist, as I was telling some of you ladies before. Reluctantly, I thought I was too good to be a receptionist, but I got my foot in the door, and within a few months I was doing day-to-day, and now I'm managing 3 bands and a producer, and it's a blast. I love it.
Amazing. Thank you, Jojo. Monique, you're up.
Hi, everyone. I'm Monique Williams. I'm the co-founder and member of the Nucleus, which is like a management creative agency comprised of 4 women, 3 Black women, and what else? I manage artists like Pell, Ohana Bam, both rappers, and I also manage a 9-piece jazz band based out of Inglewood that's awesome, called The Catalyst. So those are the ones that I run point on, but as a collective, we manage a bunch of people, a bunch of other artists like Duran, Gene Noble, Rome, a couple DJs, Andre Power. So yeah, we do a lot.
Awesome. Thank you, Monique. Shannon, it's all you.
Hey, so yeah, I'm born and raised in Atlanta, but moved to LA about 5 years ago. What brought me to LA was I had an internship with Steven Tyler's manager at the time, and that internship eventually led me to managing Steven as the years went on. So was with him for 4.5 years, and then transitioned to Ty Dolla $ign, and was with him for just under a year. And now I am on an artist named Jaden, and he is Travis Barker's first signee to his label. So kind of in a whole new world with more of an up and coming artist, but super exciting and kind of getting my feet wet in that world. So that's me.
Amazing. Thank you. Simonne, you're up.
Hi, I'm Simonne. I am a manager at Rock Nation. I'm actually pretty new to Rock Nation, not even a year, but I've been in the industry for like 8+ years. I've worked on every genre under the sun, I think, from alternative rock to bluegrass to jazz, pop, rap, and so many more. But currently right now I work on a handful of acts, but some of the ones you might know are Kelly Rowland and Tinashe, Kamaya, Nena, and then I work on a couple acts out of the UK, Ratman, who is also a director, and Kay Young, who is a multi-talented producer, singer, everything under the sun. She's awesome.
Amazing. Thank you, Simonne. Megan, you're up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Megan Wofford, and I'm currently, at Billion Dollar Baby Entertainment, which is the baby's record label, with signees Stunner for Vegas and Rich Dunk. So that's my day job. I am also the manager for Sianka under my company Touchdown Music Group. And I've done a little bit of everything in music. I've also worked in the industry for about 8 years now. Started off interning with Ninth Wonder, did some internships with Fader and Cornerstone. I ended up going to NYU, getting my master's in music business, where I interned at Bands in Town, Highline Ballroom, and Primary Wave Management. So that's kind of me in a nutshell right now. I'm at Billion Dollar Baby and managing Sianka.
Amazing. Thank you, Edith. Now it's all you.
Hey guys, so I'm Edith Bowe, and I have my own company. I co-founded Arketek, which is management, publishing, and we're actually venturing into the label side now. But we have a diverse roster. It's we primarily do like artist development, and prior to that, I was at Rock Nation for a few years, and I managed Big Sean, DJ Mustard, Hit Boy, Santi Gold, Melanie Fiona, to name a few. And prior to that, I was with Dan Weissman, and we managed Wale and Capital Cities. But I've been in the industry for going on 13 years, so it's been fun.
Amazing. Well, thank you all. Obviously, very accomplished women. We're so excited to have you all here. So we're going to jump right into it. For each of you, what is one career-defining moment that you've achieved so far? And you can all just kind of talk freely for these questions.
I'll jump in. I would say for me, mine stands out just right off the gate. I was working with a company for many years in Colorado, and I don't know if any of you guys have been to or had an artist that has played Red Rocks Amphitheater. It's massive. It's got a competitive lineup every summer, and it's like a go-to not just for people in Colorado, but people fly from everywhere to, you know, make it a very like destination weekend. So for me, it was the first time I was able to sell out Red Rocks with a band. You know, like you work for an entire year on this one show. You know, it takes 6 months just to plan to even get it announced. And once you get it announced, there's so much that goes into it, from, you know, marketing and ticketing and everything, and even into the production, because the stage is massive. So the production level, just has to be like top notch. But the moment that you are side stage and they're on stage and you're looking up at 10,000 faces, and it's just like this massive, beautiful venue, and you see everybody just so excited to be there, and you know that they're from all over the country, that it makes all the sleepless nights, all the stress that we all endure time and time again, just really, really worth it.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I'll go. So this was pretty early in my career. One of the things that I did to jumpstart my career was just randomly moving to Atlanta, thinking that I was going to find an internship or like a mentor down there. And I happened to get free tickets to A3C Festival. And this was like 2011. And I went to the festival, and Ninth Wonder was there. He was screening The Wonder Year. And he's actually from the same city that I'm originally from, a small city in North Carolina named Winston-Salem. So that was kind of motivation for me to say, okay, this person's from the same place that I'm from. He's where he is in his career, and I can do the same thing. So I ended up leaving Atlanta, going back to Winston-Salem, and, you know, I had that spark of, I want to work for Ninth Wonder. So I started engaging with him on social media. He would always talk about music and make beats on Ustream. And I would just be everywhere that he was online and respond to his questions. And I started asking him, like, you know, when are you all going to, you know, start an internship program or hire interns? And he was like, you know, write our label manager. So I would send emails all the time, try and get in touch with somebody. And I wasn't really hearing anything back. So I just kept up with it this had to be over the course of like 3 months. And he ended up screening The Wonder Year again at Winston-Salem State University. And he actually walked up to me and was like, "What's up, Megan?" And I had never spoken to him in person. And so I'm like, you know, you recognize my face from Twitter, and I would have never thought that he did that. So that kind of like let me know that, okay, whatever you're going to do from here on out, like, just be persistent, do not give up, because you never know who's watching, what they're looking at. So that, I mean, that really has guided my career this whole time. Like, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. You just have to be persistent and not think that you're being annoying. Like, just kind of have a method to the madness, but just don't give up, because you never know what's going to happen.
That's awesome.
I'll go next. I would say that my career defining moment was creating our company, the Nucleus. I think just taking that leap of faith and deciding that we wanted to create our own company. I'll actually tell you a brief backstory about like how we found each other. We all actually worked at ICM together. And we sat in like a 4 cubicles, 4 women, and we just kind of hit it off. And we all knew that we didn't want to work there, but we loved working with artists and we loved the culture, and we all wanted to do different things. So collectively, we decided to meet one day after we all got in trouble for various different things. And we started a group chat that day and just started talking. And then a couple years later, launched the Nucleus, where we brought our own artists and kind of created this collective. So I think as young women, sometimes it's nerve-wracking to step out on your own without a company or without a big name behind you. And just doing it was really what I needed to kind of get off the ground, just that leap of faith.
It's phenomenal.
I'll go next.
Oh, no, go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah, so I would say that mine was probably the Las Vegas residency with Aerosmith. That was quite an undertaking, and we were taking this band of 50 years that was really digging their heels in and saying, we're not going to Vegas, because they were such a plug and play band, and that wasn't rock and roll to them. So to take this band from the beginning and really kind of walk them through the steps of taking on Vegas and to see the success that it's had, that was definitely a career defining moment for me, for sure.
Awesome. I think like this question, I tried to like identify the biggest like defining moment, thinking of like, you know, like Simonne said, like almost every show, I still get that feeling. Like whether it's a sold out room of like 11,000 people or 500 people, it's still like a, whoa, this was all worth it. And it's like, I don't think we give ourselves enough credit anyways, but every time you're just like, wow, like I am doing a good job. And like, this is all. But I kind of thought of like something that kind of was a turning point for me in my career. A few years ago, I was so burnt out. I was like, I was a few years into being like a day-to-day, and I would sleep with my phone like next to my face and wake up at like 2 or 3 in the morning, like answer emails. Like I was just so burnt out. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wanted to prove myself like so badly, but it got to the point where I just like, I wanted to quit. And I went to my boss, who's been my mentor. He's the president of our company for 5 years. And it was so hard not to cry telling him like I'm quitting, because I didn't want to. I just knew I was burnt out. And he said something like, I think it's like a work-life balance issue. Like, let's figure it out. And it made me really think of like sit down and think like what I did like every day. Like, well, I'm not getting enough sleep. Like I'm sleeping with my phone next to my face. I go to sleep in a panic. I wake up in a panic. I have nightmares about work. I wake up like every morning, and it's not healthy. So now I just kind of like made sure like every day I do something for myself. And every morning, like instead of waking up every morning and like tirelessly like answering every single email just to answer it, I answer what's important. And then I mark everything else unread. I do my morning routine. I make myself coffee. I take a walk with like, you know, my husband and my daughter, and I just take some time, and it makes everything else like so much better. And that was just like a huge defining moment for me, because it defined the reason why I stayed in this career, honestly. Otherwise I would have left.
That's awesome.
I think I'm the only one that hasn't gone yet. I had a few career defining moments in my career. I think like when Safe and Sound by Capital Cities, it didn't quite go #1, but I mean, it did really, really well. I ended up getting a little tattoo, Safe and Sound. Then I worked on Big Sean's Dark Sky Paradise album. I'm very proud of that album. It's like my baby. And Sean's just like an incredible person. And so he allowed for me to spread my wings. And, you know, I A&R'd it, coordinated it, worked on all of the creative with him, and I managed him. So that project, like hitting #1, was such a huge moment for me. But another big moment that I had was after I started Arketek. Billboard had reached out to me about a year afterwards, and they wanted to honor me as a woman in Billboard Women in Music. And that was like, holy crap, all these years later, everything that I've done in my career, like it comes to this moment. And I got to walk that pink carpet with some of my close girlfriends, Nicole Viscarco and Lisa Brunson, and that was incredible. So I named 3 moments.
That's a beautiful